Hey everyone, it's Theo from Spectrum Gardening. So we don't overwinter a lot of things in our garden, unlike some people. In the spring and in the summer, we're going full tilt. We're building raised garden beds, we're starting seedlings, we're planting, we're attending markets. So come fall and winter, we're getting a little burnt out with it. So we take the fall and winter off, we recuperate and we relax, and then come spring, we go all at it again. But during the winter, we do harvest dessert and we do harvest candy out of our garden beds. It's actually one of our daughter's favorite things in the winter time to do. So the first step is going to be to collect some snow. I've got a baking dish right here I'm going to use. You can use whatever type of shallow container you have on hand. It doesn't have to be per se a baking dish. It can be even just a fry pan, or even just like a big shallow glass bowl, or even a tray. And it can be as big as as small as you want. So let's get started. So the trick is going to be to pack the baking dish as tightly as possible with snow. But the thing is, you only want to take the freshest snow from the very top of it. So you can see here that it's pretty level and pretty flat, and it's packed pretty tightly. And packing the tight is going to be the key to making this dish successfully. So if you've may have noticed, I was only taking the fresh snow from the very top of the raised beds. The reason for that is because if you're taking anything that's been sitting around for a few days, or anything that's older, you're going to get some grit in the snow. You're going to get a little bit of stone, a little bit of sand, things like that. And trust me, you don't want to eat that. We've tried before and it wasn't very tasty. And you also obviously want to avoid any discolored snow. So our thing is, right when it's snowed or in the middle of snowing, we've got a good layer of it like this. I'll go out and I'll start collecting it in pans. And then we've got the freshest stuff possible. So let's head inside and let's start cooking this dish. While a lot of recipes say to use a certain amount of maple syrup, I've just kind of eyeballed mine because I much prefer making smaller batches of it and just basically reheating the topping as I need it versus making a huge batch and having our dessert melt on us. So I'm going to need to boil this for about 10 to 12 minutes at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So while that's being heated up and boiling, of course we need to keep our snow cold. So the best way we've found to do it is to keep it outside. So our baking dish is full of snow. We're just outside our patio door. And since it's still freezing outside, that's the perfect place to keep them. We've tried to keep them inside freezers and things like that before, but we found this just is much easier, much better. So I've been boiling the maple syrup for about 10-12 minutes now, and you can see the color difference in the pot and how much darker it is now compared to before. This is what the original color looked like in there. And you can see that it's kind of caramelized itself and full of bubbles and really thicken up by now. So the next step is to pour it on our snow. So I'm going to be pretty careful, and you can see it's kind of nice and thick. I want to try and make the lines on it a little thinner so then I can actually twirl it later on. Now that looks like some good snow candy. So after I get it all out, I'm going to try to twirl it on a fork. Typically you'd want to use something wooden, and you can tell that it's already starting to harden like this. So I'm not actually going to be able to twirl it, as you can see, But if you look at that, that's a nice, if you look at the hardened part, that's a nice chunk of snow candy right there. So I wasn't quick enough to twirl it around the fork that I had. However, I've got these beautiful shards of maple syrup. And I've got this big piece like this right here. So these are actually quite good. Kind of like a toffee or like a deep caramel flavor. Really crunchy, as you can probably hear, and really sweet. So as I said before, we're not harvesting a whole lot from our garden during the winter, but we do get great dessert from it. While I've been calling this snow candy the whole time, it also goes by the name maple toffee, sugar on snow, leather aprons. Do you have another name for it? Have you made this before, or are you going to try making it after watching our video? If so, please let us know in the comment section down below. So one of our daughter's favorite things to do while eating the snow candy is, since it's so crunchy like this, and so sweet and so sugary, she likes to take a spoon and just kind of scoop out under where the maple syrup hardened on the snow. So it's kind of like this right here. And have a refreshing kind of bite to eat that way. And then that way it kind of helps cleanse the palate, but it's still kind of sugary and sweet. So hopefully you enjoyed our video, and or you learned something new, or a new name for snow candy or maple toffee. So don't forget to like and subscribe our videos, and be sure to let us know if you have any questions or comments about our videos, to throw them down the comment section below, and we will address them.